You've been winding me up as well about what it might be, zip wires, you know, toboggans.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
People start running for all different reasons, whether it's to feel better, meet new people, set a new challenge or goal, or just to try something new. Everyone can remember their reason for starting, but what's your reason for carrying on?
What drives you to keep putting on your trainers and heading out the door to run? Well, for 7 million people and counting, Parkrun is that very reason. And I'm here at Bruton Parkrun to meet 2 runners, Rahima and Megan.
And I'm here at Tremorford Parkrun to meet Dave. These are 3 runners who without Parkrun wouldn't have carried on.
Stay tuned because we're going to be setting these runners a huge challenge later on. But first, let's go meet them.
Give this video a thumbs up if you're a Parkrun fan and drop a comment below saying what you think the challenge is going to be. Here's a hint, it's going to be hard. Good morning, I'm off this morning to go and meet Dave at Tremorford Parkrun. Now Dave, like many people, came to running a little bit later on in life to help address some health issues that he had. He started off with Couch to 5k and then when he completed that he felt a little bit lost, and this is where Parkrun came to the rescue, and he's now nearing his 10th Parkrun anniversary. I'm just hoping I can keep up with him, but let's go find him.
I'm on my way to meet 2 awesome parkrunners, Megan and Rahima. So Parkrun played a massive part in Megan's life in her recovery from an eating disorder, and she now is a run director at one Parkrun. And then Rahima has also gotten into Parkrun and it plays a huge part in her life. She now volunteers, she's got a 25 volunteer milestone and her 50 Parkruns milestone too. So let's go meet them.
It's so hard to describe, like, what is so amazing about Parkrun. I was thinking about this morning in advance of this, you know. But obviously, runners just want an excuse to run, let's face it. But secondly, just like an excuse to get together and just like chat. And the biggest thing about it, to be honest, is breakfast afterwards. So, you know, yeah.
What are you having for breakfast afterwards?
I don't know, it's usually avocado on toasted rye bread or something like that, you know, yeah.
I started coming into Parkrun a bit more when I was just come back from my eating disorder, because I just came out the eating disorder unit, and I wanted to get back into running and use it as a healthy way. And then I got introduced at Parkrun, so Worcester Woods just started off. And then that's how I met all the lovely people, and that's how I got into Parkrun then, and then the rest is history now. I've done 235 now, so
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
What is it about Parkrun that you love?
I just love the atmosphere. I love seeing my running family. You do create so many different relationships as well. Like, it's just nice because I just love it, really. It makes my day, really, when I see everyone.
Go!
Off we go! Saturday morning has started.
So Meg, tell me your involvement in Parkrun.
So, after doing loads of running, I decided to do a lot of volunteering. So, and I've gone just done the odd marshalling and stuff, and then I've done all the setups as well, all the way to doing the run directing, really. And I love the run directing. I like to talk as well.
I was going to say, what is it about being run director that you really enjoy?
I just seeing everyone, like when you get everyone set off and then you seeing everyone smile and like they come up and talk to you, just seeing the pure enjoyment of people doing Parkrun.
So cast your mind back to that first Parkrun that you did.
Oh my word.
Where you stood on that start line.
In jogging bottoms, a long sleeved woolly top.
Bottle, getting ready to go.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Like, what did you think of all those runners standing there?
Well, I was just not used to that at all, because back then I had no idea about run clubs, I had no idea about races or anything like that. So that was quite daunting, actually, I must admit. But then couple of minutes in, just like now, you're just like, oh, what was I worried about? Yeah.
And it's nice, isn't it? You're surrounded by other people doing the same thing. You've all got the same goal and it feels quite supportive.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are people in front of us who've teared off into the distance.
Yeah.
There are people behind
They're
us.
all already on their first K. Yeah.
They're about to laugh us. But we're all doing the same thing, aren't we? It's all fun.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it is, the sense of community with it is absolutely brilliant. Everyone just enjoying a good start to the weekend.
So yeah, we're tail walking.
Yeah,
What is it about this role at PARKRUN that you love?
I just love volunteering for any role really, but with the tail walking, you know, you get to cheer everyone along as they're going past, and just making sure nobody's last, isn't it? Because that's a worry. Especially, it was a worry for when I did my first PARKRUN. I was like, oh gosh, I hope I'm not the last one. And so yeah, so it's nice that there's somebody, you know, right at the end.
I've been battling an eating disorder for a few years. So I decided to try and get back into my running, but use it for a healthy way. And I came across PARKRUN, and I thought it's good then, because I started running before I started doing PARKRUN, and trying to start talking to people as well. And that's how I got to know a lot of friends who supported me through my eating disorder recovery. And that's how I got into it really. And I just fell in love with it really, and that was it. The rest was history really.
In school, I was totally put off sport. Just found it like a totally toxic male atmosphere, you know, that horrible school sports sort of atmosphere. So I had no interest in school. I didn't do anything until I started running at about 40 years old. I wouldn't say before I started running I was like a miserable person, you know, but I do think like the people I know now who've always known me as a runner probably wouldn't really quite believe the person before, to be honest, you know.
It's absolutely changed my life really.
In what way do you feel like it's changed your life?
Oh, it's made me more confident, because you know, just talking to people as well. You know, everyone's just super friendly at PARKRUN. I've got you know, new opportunities through running as well, so it's been fantastic. Even going to that first Couch to 5K session, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I can do this. But everyone was so friendly. And even going to PARKRUNs as well. You know, this is my home one, but I've been to a couple of other ones, and it's like, I can do this because I know runners are friendly. You know, everyone's going to give you a warm welcome, and if you're running, everyone's cheering you on, and it doesn't matter what pace you're going at. That's what I love about PARKRUN. So you could be like super fast if you want to, you know, parents with their buggies. You've got Margaret with a Zimmer frame, you know, it's for everyone. You know, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, the health benefits, you know, I still have a bit of high blood pressure, but in every other regard, like my health is just so improved. And there's things I do now with running I never in a million years thought I would do or be able to do.
So how long have you been running, Meg?
I've been running since I've been 16, so I can't do mental maths right now, but yeah, I've been running, I'm 33 now, so yeah.
A while, since you were a kid.
Yeah.
And when you got into PARKRUN, obviously that's a really different kind of running to, you know, running when you're 16 or
Yeah.
competing and stuff.
Well, we didn't have PARKRUN back in those days, or the Couch 5K. So just, it is so different, you know. If we ever go anywhere, I'm there. Right, is there a PARKRUN nearby? Especially like doing a London Marathon. Like the amount of different ones I've done in London. Because I would look, I'm like, right, we're going to this one. And then, yeah, it's just nice.
Have you got a bucket list PARKRUN tourism you want to do?
I've got a bit of a list. I want to go to the hardest one.
Which one's
Which
that?
is Woolwich Dunes.
Oh,
or something.
Woolwich Dunes?
Yeah. apparently, and there's a few over in Ireland we want to do, because obviously Ryan's from Ireland.
Oh, cool.
So we want to do some over there.
So when you're not tail walking, are there any other volunteer roles that you do?
Yeah, scanning. I've done timekeeping. I've done quite a few ones actually. But this is definitely one of my favourite ones because I like chasing the milestones. So this is like a running one, and you get a volunteer milestone as well, so it's a bonus.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And have you talk to me about your milestones? Where are you at with your park running journey?
So I've got my 25th volunteer one. So now I'm chasing my 100th for running. So I'm on 62, I think, at the moment. So hopefully by the end of the year, if I just keep running, if I don't miss any park runs, I'll get my 100th.
From all that beginning of parkrun, like 10 years ago, and starting running about 11 or so years ago, and now, you know, I'm a qualified running coach. I got my own running club.
So good.
And you know, and it's not to say, oh, you know, look at me, I'm amazing, but it's great to see how much your life can change, and it's because of running.
Yeah.
And of course, like being on the Brooks team as well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So amazing people in that crew.
I mean, the fact that you're called a run happy
Yeah.
team
Yeah.
member, I mean, you pretty much perfectly fit that bill. I don't think I've ever met a happier person.
And how do you feel after you've finished a park run?
I feel really good. I just feel really like I'm ready for the day, because obviously park run's that time in the morning. You still got the rest of the days to do, so just get up, get it done, and then I just have a coffee and then carry on.
Do you know, I forgot to start my watch.
Oh no! Oh well, David doesn't count, I'm afraid. You're
No,
going to have
no.
to start again. You're going to have to use this footage to prove that you actually did
Well,
it.
the great thing is you get your official parkrun time, don't you?
Oh yeah.
So
There you
that'll
go.
do.
Well done. Thank you, Marshall.
Thank you. Nearly there. Got that uphill finish now, haven't we?
Come on, come on.
Oh no,
Still got to pose for the cameraman as well.
this is not going to be a pretty sight. Hey, in we come. In we come.
After you, come on.
No,
Go on,
after
go on,
you.
go on.
Yes, I get to win.
It's really hard just stepping out of my house and just go outside and start running. So that's why I came to parkrun every week since then, because I was like, I feel safe at parkrun because there's all these other runners around me and no judgment, no nothing. It doesn't matter how fast or slow I'm going, you know, people are always cheering each other on. So I absolutely love the atmosphere.
It is like one big family, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I found like it definitely got my confidence when I came back from having my eating disorder. Like I wouldn't say boo to a goose before, like I was really shy, I used to be in the corner, and then when people start coming up to chat to me, and I was like, oh actually, this is help, and it just, the rest was history really. I just fell in love with it. And then I always say to people like, oh, but I'm not super, like I said, they're not super quick. I was like, you don't have to be. And then I find a lot of people do parkrun, and then they suddenly gain that confidence to maybe enter a race in the future, or being around other people, knowing they're not going to get judged as well. That's what I love about parkrun.
So we finished parkrun. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right now, I've recovered.
Yeah,
After we sped
we've
up
had
a
some
bit.
Time. You've got breakfast in your mind. So
Breakfast, yes, is the focus. Every
so
week.
This is your last chance to guess what you think the challenge is going to be. I can feel the nervous energy coming off
Yes,
you.
radiating off me.
Drop in the comments right now what you think the challenge is. What do you think the challenge is?
All I could think of was a bit of tourism or something, a bit of parkrun tourism.
Okay, so whilst you all guess in the comments, I'm going to ask you, Rahima and Meg, what do you think this challenge could be? Rahima?
I'll do anything as long as I have the ice bath.
No ice bath, there's no ice bath. What about you? What do you think it is?
If it's nothing to do with baked beans, I'm happy.
No,
So,
there are no baked beans involved. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to tell you.
okay.
The challenge is, in a few weeks' time, we will be taking you to Woolacombe Dunes Park Run.
The toughest park run, Woolacombe Dunes.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
You said on the
I
run
wanted
down
to
that
do
you
that
wanted to do
one.
that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Rahima?
Scared?
I'm excited.
It is tough, but I have done it before, so don't panic. It's my
Okay.
personal worst, but I can tell you it's an awful lot of fun. It
Oh
is
my God, that's amazing. I can't wait.
great.
I read about it the other day. And I do, like, sometimes I just want to get a really fast time, like on a course like this. But other
it makes
times
me
I like
laugh.
interesting, difficult courses, and that sounds amazing, that one.
Yeah, have you
So-
run on sand before?
Yeah, I've run on sand before and I know how hard it can be. Yeah. Especially if it's dry, it's
Yeah.
even harder. So yeah, but so what? It sounds amazing.
Oh, I do love it when a challenge comes together. Stay tuned as we're going to be bringing you along with us as we tackle one of the hardest park runs in the UK. This is going to be epic, and what a rewarding way for these guys to celebrate their commitment to park run.
I couldn't agree more, Sarah. It has been so lovely coming and having a natter at Parkrun with you both, Meg and Rahima. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having us as well.
It's been brilliant. How about you guys at home? Do you have a similar parkrun success story? What keeps you motivated to keep showing up and running? Tell us in the comments below. We'll see you next time on the Running Channel.